Archbishop Thompson, Archbishop of Indianapolis. The sixth station, Jesus is scourged and crowned with thorns. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him scourged, and the soldiers wove a crown out of thorns and placed it on his head and clothed him in a purple cloak. And they came to him and said, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him repeatedly. Crucifixion was meant to do more than kill someone. It involved a process that included brutal assault, not only to the body, but to the very dignity of the person having been sentenced to such a cruel death. Jesus' sentence would be no less. In fact, it included even more harsh treatment than the average crucifixion. The scourging of someone usually involved a whip that included animal bones or other sharp objects. The bones or sharp objects would rip into the skin and violently pull back the flesh with each lash. The pain would be excruciating. By the time a prisoner would pick up his cross following the scourging, he would be nearly half dead. The crowning with thorns would certainly be no picnic. As painful as the thorns digging into the scalp and face may have felt, accompanied by the spitting of his torturers, humiliation was the primary intention. Draping Jesus with a purple robe to shame and mock him was further disregard for his dignity as a human being. Yet it all seemed justifiable. After all, he was deemed a condemned criminal of the state. Human suffering is felt on various levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Jesus experienced such suffering in his lifetime, especially during his passion, as evidenced in being scourged and crowned with thorns. And so, he is able to identify with all forms of human suffering. Jesus' torturers believed that they were doing the right thing. After all, Jesus was a criminal. He had been tried and found guilty, sentenced to death. Once condemned, rather than a person, his torturers could only see him as something to be discarded or a threat to be eliminated. There are many who suffer the scourge of war, poverty, abuse, abortion, racism, human trafficking, drug addiction, homelessness, and unjust discrimination. Many must also endure a crown of mistreatment and injustice, often cloaked in a robe of shame, disregard, or bullying. May the threefold Lenten discipline of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving enable us to more fully recognize the dignity of every person from the moment of conception to natural death. Remembering that some wounds are visible while other wounds are beyond the human eye, let us seek to embrace, heal, and lift up those who are suffering in our midst. Our encounter with the person of Jesus Christ, even in suffering, is a moment of grace.